Hey everyone, Sparks back with another Goddess Victory Nikke video, and we have Ain's kit released, and she looks pretty cool, I'm gonna be honest. She looks pretty strong. She is an attacker, which I, for some reason, wasn't expecting, although looking at her now, she does have kind of an attacker design. Speaking of her design, I think she looks really neat. She's kind of my favorite of this, like, schoolgirl group. She's kind of like the badass rebel. It's funny they totally put an obvious color on her though, but yeah, you know, that gun sound, her I don't know, the sound effect from her shooting just sounds like she's shooting darts or something. So a little weird on the sound design, but overall the design is cool. She's got all these like flying around little robots. Like I said, she got like the casual look to her with like the jacket coming off her shoulder. You know, kind of like a punk look to her. I like it. But does any of this really matter? You know, we're probably pulling because of her skills, right? I mean, some of us are pulling because of the characters, and that's cool. So if you liked her, pull her, and she's probably going to be a pretty decent unit for you, but this is also probably a great time to save. So she is a burst 3 attacker with a sniper rifle, electric code, which electric totally suits her. I love the like beautiful pink eyes. She has an ammo capacity of 6, has a reload time of 2 seconds, and deals 69% of attack damage. Nice. So all this is exactly what you would expect from a sniper rifle attacker. It's the same as like Red Hood, Maxwell, whatever. That's all the exact same kind of stats as they have. So let's see what her skills do. Skill 1 is Feather Standby. Activates when entering battle and affects self, summons 4 near feathers. So the near feathers are those little purple things that float around her. A lot of people have said this is kind of like a pilgrim looking design, which I totally agree with. It's very cool looking. And it says activates when entering burst stage 3, affects self, attack goes up by 70% for 10 seconds. So right away when she enters the battle, she's going to get her little feather things, and she gives herself a big attack boost when she uses her burst. So solid skill right there. Skill 2 is Feather Shot. Activates when near feathers are summoned. So this is again going to happen as soon as you start the battle because she summons them right away. Affects 1 random enemy unit. Near feather attack deals 90% of final attack as true damage. This is really strong. We have 2 key words here. One is final attack. That means she's going to deal attack based on all of the buffs that she has, all of the gear, her overloads, everything is going to count for this, not just her base attack. And then true damage, which means it's going to go through defense. So she is really going to deal whatever that attack number is that you see on her, she's going to deal all of that as damage. So that's a very strong ability. And then activates when attacking with full charge. So every time you're not like quick charging, every time she attacks with a normal attack at full charge, she will affect herself and charge damage goes up by 80% for 1 shot. So she's going to deal 80% more damage than she even would normally with a full charge. So again, pretty solid ability here, or I would say very solid ability. And then her burst is a standard 40-second cooldown, as it is with all burst 3s. And it says affect self, summon 6 near feathers. So she's going to get 6 of these, more 50% more than what she just summons right away at the beginning of the battle. And it's going to trigger that skill 2 again, which is going to have them deal final attack as true damage. Very good. And then it's also going to increase true damage by 55% for 10 seconds and charge damage by 140% for 10 seconds. And then also affects 10 enemies with the highest defense, so probably just like all the enemies. I suppose there's some limited situations where you're going to have more than 10 enemies, but most of the time it's just going to be the entire screen. She's going to deal 300% of, again, final attack as true damage. This is very strong. So honestly, she looks like a really solid attacker. So if you're a newer player and you don't have a really good electric type attacker yet, I would probably actually recommend pulling on her. Again, this is just like theory crafting. We have to actually test her, but she actually looks like a very solid attacker unit. That said, remember, she is going to be in the unit pool. Now, the chances of pulling her are going to be pretty low until you can actually put her on the wish list. If you do skip her banner, you know, you're definitely gambling there. That's kind of how gacha games are, though, right? But you know, don't feel like you never have a chance to get her again. You know, she's not going to be limited like the summer units. And we are getting a rerun of summer units with Helm and Anise. And Anise is also an electric type attacker, which again, you're gonna have to wait an entire year or maybe never to be able to get again. So you might want to focus on getting Summer Anise. Summer Anise has proven to be a very strong attacker. She hasn't really been dethroned as the best electric type attacker, but honestly, I'm just on paper here, looks like she could almost give her a good run for her money. A very solid looking attacker. And if you just like her design, pull her. I think she's pretty cool looking. I like all the little details, all the like pins and patches she has on her jacket, the collar, the like hoop earrings. Yeah, she looks like a pretty cool unit, and I wouldn't blame you for pulling for her just because you like the character. And she looks like a very solid attacker option, but I will tell you, all that being said, I am not going to pull for her because I have every unit in the game. You know, I'm a day one player, and I've managed my resources pretty well. And I'm going to hold off on her because I want to save up even more resources for the coming collab that's going to happen really soon. We suspect it's probably going to be Stellar Blade, so if I can get Eve and Tacky, like, hey, it's going to be worth skipping some other units. Again, we have no official confirmation of what the collab is going to be, but just know that that is coming. So honestly, I feel like this could kind of go either way. Probably either save your resources or maybe go for Summer Anise, which is like one of the strongest attackers in the game and also one of my favorite units just in general. But Ein looks really good. It's kind of hard to make a bad choice here if we're being real. But if I had to make a decision, I would say save. There's some cool stuff coming. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you are planning to do with Ein. Sub for more Nikke videos and analysis, and I'll catch you guys in the next video or stream.